From Chicago, Cup Show with Irv Kupcinet.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another hour of the lively art of conversation.
John Landecker, WGN.
Your attention, please. I have a very important announcement. Stand by for chaos. 720 WGN. I'm John Landecker. It's 11 minutes after 7. If I look at my programming schedule, it says WGN Radio 16-inch softball takeover. I'm opening every single friggin' mic I can find. Maybe some that don't even exist. Where's Ernie? Where's Ernie who talked me into this whole thing? Come on.
Ernie's in the back. He doesn't have a microphone just yet.
Well, get him in here. Oh, Joe, then you set it up.
You didn't give him a wireless microphone?
I did not. So we've got we've got a lot of people in the studio. Let's just put it that way. And there's going to be some other people calling in on the phone, apparently, I guess. And this is all about the 16-inch softball season, which is about to begin. And the team that is the WGN team and all the other teams play in the Cup League, which was named after Irv Kupcinet. I did not know that. So there you have the Cup opening.
You know, we have a Chicago historian and the Cup League historian here, and I believe...
Who's that?
Jack Silverstein would like to start us off with a reading from his own Chicago Bible, I believe.
That's right. Thank you very much, and
Please.
What an honor to be on with you, sir.
Well, thank you.
This is from my new book, Why We Root, Mad Obsessions of a Chicago Sports Fan, mostly, obviously, about Chicago sports, but I did want to put in 2 Cup League stories, because I think it's important to acknowledge when it's
Eddie
your
Murphy
turn
just walked in
on the field.
Sorry.
This is from 2013. My Chicago Now team. When we won the Cup, my teammates and I celebrated long into the night. And I've got to be honest with you, it was the most fun I ever had celebrating a sports championship. Granted, it is not the same as celebrating with strangers in the middle of the 6 corners after the Hawks' victories in 2010 and this past June, or honking car horns for the 90s Bulls, or my mother telling me about people on her quiet suburban block lighting fireworks after the White Sox won the World Series. Feeling the city cheer in unison is a thrill, and in its own way, a blessing. But hot damn, what a feeling to win your own championship, to hoist the trophy, to hug and congratulate teammates, to reflect upon the work and sacrifice needed to win it all. Sports fans love any opportunity to shout, "We did it." This time, I got to be we.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Took me back to WGN Radio's championship, just all right then and there.
So what's the name of that book again?
That is Why We Root, Mad Obsessions of a Chicago Sports Fan.
And where can people get it?
All over the world and the internet.
All over the world. I like that answer.
And each book comes with a little baggie of Italian giardiniera. It's pretty amazing.
Is that from Mike North? Put that in there? Or something?
It's drenched in Italian beef juice. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this one I always order mine dry because I do it my own way. But
so it's the Cup League, right?
It's the Cup League, founded in 2011.
Right, and at the end of the season, the winning team gets a cup. And just like the Stanley Cup, the winning team gets to carry it around for a year.
That's right.
And the new season is about to begin. When does the new season begin? Anybody?
1 week from today.
1 week from today. Who are you?
I'm Brianna Wellen, and I play for the Chicago Reader team.
The Chicago Reader has a team.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a powerhouse.
They're a dynasty.
Yeah. Really?
We've won 4 championships. Yeah.
That's it.
We've had the cup 4 times.
And what do you attribute your success to?
We've had a very steady, loyal team of just 10 people for the past 6 or 7 years. And everybody just really cares about it. Everybody shows up every week. And yeah, I think that just our commitment to each other is really what helps us go all the way.
Probably the closest thing to a dynasty, John.
It's absolutely a dynasty. We played. We were talking about it earlier. We played the Reader in the playoffs 3 times. They were all one-run games. Mm-hmm. You cannot beat the Reader. You can only hope that they beat themselves, and they never do. So it's always that slim margin.
Attribute the not beating ourselves to. We also genuinely all really love each other and love the people of the team. It's so fun to be here tonight with everybody hanging out. We try to bring the good sportsmanship vibe.
Well, I think that's true of all team sports. I think if you talk to people who played team sports, no matter where it was, whether it was high school, college, professional, they get done with it. Years later, they say, "What do you miss most about it?" They say, "The people,
the camaraderie, You know it. Okay, we'll turn it into a locker room. We'll come back on 720 WGN.
Hello to all of you at the Future Farmers Banquet. What do you mean, wrong group? Irv who? The communist. Oh, the columnist? Okay. Hello to all of you at the Irv Cupsinet Tribute. What an evening to celebrate. Would someone poke him to make sure he's awake for this?
I guess it's a little inside since most of the people in this room weren't born then. Is this a member of the 16-inch softball Hall of Fame who I know? Is this you? Are you Bob? Are you Bob?
Don't say the media wing, John.
Oh, you're the media wing. Why?
Well, because thank you for saying it as you did, because I'm in there because of blabbing on TV and radio for all these years about the game of softball in Chicago. But if you don't say the media wing, then people think I'm in there because I'm a great athlete. So thank you.
Well, you're the one who introduced me to 16-inch softball, actually.
Yeah, you played on our, what did we call it, the 89ers?
I don't know, the Jam Knuckles? I believe that was the name of the band.
We did, and all 16-inch Chicago softball players keep the orthopedic surgeons in business every summer.
I still have mine, and I'll never get them straightened out.
We all have our battle wounds.
Yes, indeed.
Bob Surratt once played in the Hall of Fame game, though, and Bob, you're no slouch out there.
No, he's
not. You
got
to give yourself credit.
No,
I have the reputation, good tan, no hit, but I still can run.
I thought you were just dusty from diving in.
Well, here's the thing. Over the years, I was the captain of all kinds of teams in different leagues, and of course, you never want to forfeit. So if somebody doesn't show up, you gotta get somebody to play. So my talent, I had two great talents. One was yanking people out of cars and saying, "Do you want to play? Can you play with us?" And then if that failed, I would fill in. So therefore, I learned how to play, not well, but learned how to play every position, and played every position over the years to substitute for guys who weren't showing up.
Well, Bob, as long as I've known him, has been not just 16-inch softball. Let's just say baseball. I mean, no matter what size the ball, Bob's been in it, been into it. I mean, deep. That doesn't sound right.
With the ball gene.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, deep into it. And played for, every season forever.
12-inch, 16-inch. I grew up like, everybody around here with 16-inch, but 12-inch is fun because you get to smell your mitt and do things like that.
And yet, in all that time, you never had a Pop-Tart. What's up with that?
Tomorrow morning, more fan feedback about that.
Okay. So what do you want? We've got a lot of people in here. Everybody want to say hi to Bob?
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
I'd play on our team, but they didn't want to schedule the games at 2 p.m, so I could get the bet on time.
Yeah, I told somebody asked me why you weren't on the team, and I said that would be the reason, and that's the reason.
We actually have a question from the audience. Bob, did you play against Michael Jordan?
With him.
Yes.
With him.
Yeah, there was a benefit, a charity game at Fillon's, the media.
Did you pull him out of his car so he could play?
I'll tell you, it's a funny story. First of all, no, he was there to play, and he had never played 16-inch because he didn't grow up in Chicago.
Right.
And it took him about 20 minutes to learn the game, and then every time up he hit the ball a mile. But here's the story. I'm playing third base, and Michael is at bat. Now he hits a gapper in the outfield. Now he's rounding first, heading into second. Now he's going to try to stretch his double into a triple. I'm at third base. The outfielder's getting ready to throw the ball to third so that I can tag Michael out before he gets to third base. And all I'm thinking of is I'm going to step on him. I'm going to break his ankle. Headlines the next day, Surratt injures Jordan. I'm going to be run out of town. It's the end. So the ball comes in from the outfield. I just get out of the way.
You know he had a wager on that triple, too.
Of course.
Hey, Bob, I already got a text from 847 asking about your root canal. How is it?
Thank you for asking. It's now okay after... what hurt the most was the $1,900 bill.
Indeed. Yeah.
But after a few days, and I went to Dr. Google and asked, and apparently 3 days of throbbing pain, feeling like you've been punched in the jaw is normal, but I'm okay now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hang on. You can stay with us or not, whatever strikes your fancy.
Well, it's your show, John. You're in charge here.
That's why that's what I just said. That's what I just said. It's my show, and I said you can hang around if you want to. So there you go. Now let's get who's who on this thing. Let's find out who these teams are. Okay, we've got the reader. Who are you?
I'm Chris Pennant. I'm with the Chicago Independent Radio Project, headquartered up on Irving Park in Rockwell.
The Chicago Independent Radio Project.
Yeah, Sean Campbell used to work radio, deep into the radio culture up here. Started a volunteer radio station years ago. And the team won the championship before I got back from Peoria in 2014. So we're chasing that championship hangover for the last 10 years.
And you are?
Hey, I'm Stephen Arroyo with WBEZ, or now known as Chicago Public Media. We're headquartered right over there on Navy Pier. Thanks for having us.
Sure. Do you have a history of winning this thing?
Well, I've been in the league for a few years. I used to play on the Reader team.
Yeah.
Last year, Chicago Public Media's first year since the merger with the Sun-Times. So they're an extremely fun team, coming in confident. They got a great balance of new blood and some experienced veterans. Some new reporters from the Sun-Times like Mitch Armentrout, Mohamed Samra, who last year hit a big home run in the second round of the playoffs that upended the playoff picture.
Yeah.
Brett Schamer, but then also some BEZ veterans like Alden Lowry and Liz Urban, Jamie Hall, and co-captained by a couple great captains, Marquita Wiggins and Vince Mayo.
Okay.
John, those guys, the BEZ guys, they don't have the bags for the bats and balls, but they have the public radio tote bags, and they put all their equipment in there.
The flashiest team walking in.
I was flashing, speaking of flashing, I was suddenly running through my mind Anchorman 2, where the guy from public television comes in, and I can't remember.
No touching of the hair or the face. It's the radio team, so it's not too much.
Who are you?
Man, I'm Mac Liederman. I'm a journalist with Block Club Chicago. And,
hey!
Hey, how are you? We're the new kids on the Sandlot. We're the Block Club team. This is our second year in the league. And to fill out our roster, we've picked up the remnants of the Chicago Tribune who are playing with us, so we could feel.
Hey, love the Block Club. Love the Block Club.
Real quick.
Yes.
We have a Jeopardy panelist with us here.
Let's go. Whatever you got. We got 4 minutes
Chris,
to the bottom
go
of
ahead.
the hour, and then we'll do some more. Chris, you're a Jeopardy panelist.
I was on Jeopardy, and then I lost, and I got the chance to be on the second chance competition, and so I won one game, lost in the finals. So my Jeopardy record is 1-2.
So I mean, you were on the Jeopardy.
Yeah. Well, it depends if you're a Trebek, traditionalist.
Yeah.
And I was on the Ken Jennings Jeopardy, but it was.
Well, I mean,
never mind. Thanks anyway, Chris.
All right, thank you. That's okay.
I think of him more as a softball player.
Well, of course. But did you put that in the form of a question? Okay.
Ooh.
So the season starts, what did you say, next week?
A week from today.
Yeah. How many games? Does anybody know?
11.
It's 11.
Well,
they added a game. I think they did add an extra game.
11 games?
10 games.
Okay.
But the thing
games.
is, John, there's so many rainouts that we never finish till around the middle of October. George, don't throw your hands up. I'm not blaming anyone.
It's supposed to end before Labor Day.
Chris, it's Chicago weather. It's not my fault.
I know that, but still.
And every Monday night, the idea is that we get a report here, probably a little bit after 9, as to the results of the game that WGN is playing.
We interview our great manager, Ernie Scatton, who does a great job of agitating the other team by his actions and leaving all that pressure off of us. So we're very lucky for a fearless leader who's now hidden behind the glass.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Ernie. I mean, he's the guy that approached me about this thing.
He is a very positive. He gives a lot of positive reinforcement to the other teams.
He's very positive.
I do appreciate that.
I am here.
There he is. By the way, there was
just all the seats were taken in there, so I'm looking upon the glory of what is Cup League.
Yeah, it's not like you work here or anything.
Well, there's a 16-inch baseball Hall of Fame that's in Forest Park and
softball.
Softball. I'm sorry.
See, now I got to get George in over here.
Yeah, 16-inch softball. Why did I write baseball?
You've been hanging out with Surratt too much.
And they've got, there's merchandise, label pins, hats, tumblers, pullovers.
It's very cool.
T-shirts. Yeah, how about it?
After the championship, we have a nice pizza and beer party, and it's just a wonderful place to be.
And in the 1986 movie About Last Night, there's a scene with Rob Lowe and Demi Moore that's in, I believe, Grant Park. And in the background, they're playing 16-inch softball. And coming up in just a few minutes, you'll hear a clip of that. Of course, you hear Demi Moore and Rob Lowe say something, and then you hear, that's the ball. I mean,
Thank you.
Because it's a movie. Yeah. So that's coming up along with whatever else we got a whole bunch of people that have not even been on yet. So we're going to bring in at least 4 or 5 new folks to tell us what's going on. And one of the individuals here is one of the umpires. And I definitely want to talk to him.
Mike's got a lot of stories.
Oh, I bet he does.
We love Mike.
It's the bottom of the hour and time to get into the WGN newsroom.
I'm sorry things got so screwed up.
I'm sorry, too.
I told you, the sound of the 16-inch softball game would just be boop, 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 boop. They didn't have any dialogue from the diamond. So there's a small cut from the movie About Last Night, part of it filmed in Grant Park when there was a 16-inch softball game going on. 16-inch softball, what's going on this hour on the John Landecker program here at 720 WGN. It is the 16-inch softball takeover, as a matter of fact. The 16-inch softball league will unveil its opener a week from today. We have numerous folks in the studio, so let's go around and meet our panel. Who are you?
I'm Kevin. You've heard me on the morning. I do morning reports with Bob and Steve Grzanich. Good to talk to you. It's been fun to be on this show.
You play for our team.
I play for your team, yeah. I double dip a little bit with the guy sitting next to me here.
Yeah, and that would
sometimes, but he didn't let me play a lot last year.
John, this is Mark Carmen, former host of Hampton OB, now the leader of the CHGO sports team. We occasionally let Kevin fill in for us, too.
Somebody's saying, don't you know him, John? We've never met face-to-face.
We've never face-to-face. This is a big moment for both me and you right now. So we're the defending champs, and we're just humbled to be around the amount of talent in this room, and we're hoping that we can win a couple games this year as well.
Very good. And you?
I'm Gio. It's great to be live on WGN.
There it is.
I do primarily live streams for the Slow Pitch Softball Association, and we've been involved with covering the Media League. We do about well over 250 videos a year. And me and George Bliss, my mentor, we're softball geeks. So we do fundraisers, the Cup League, major softball, you name it. We love it.
George, are you breathing into the microphone over there?
No. Who is that?
No, my mic's not even.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard that too. I was wondering,
I think it was Bliss.
What's going on?
Is it Ron Brown asleep in the newsroom?
No,
it could be Ron Brown.
No, it's not Ron.
Ron's a great bat.
At any rate, George.
Hi, John. How are you?
George. My bad, George.
Tell us your lineage in 16-inch softball.
40 years covering softball, going way back. Even had a show with Bob Collins many years ago in the morning.
Yeah, right.
And had 2 FM radio shows, and now met my buddy Gio, and we do a lot of live streaming. The key is it started 130 years ago, and the game is still going. It's
right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I found a little bit of the history of it.
Yeah.
George Hancock, it says here, is the person who...
He was one of the founders.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's downplaying himself, John. You're Mr. Softball. You are the reason we're all here. Right, Bliss?
Listen, I've got a Bob Surratt play-by-play if our producer wants to play it. Yeah.
The producer is in the room with me.
Yeah.
So,
and Surratt was a good player. They criticized him. No, he was a great player. He's very fast, very good for our game, and I've done a lot of MC work with Bobby at the Hall of Fame dinners. He's one of my favorites.
Where did Bob play? I've never asked him that.
Primarily Grant Park a lot.
That's where I played with him
back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was kind of a captain, and and he hits, he plays, he understands it all.
Absolutely.
He's the guy. If we have that couple, we'll let it go. But
do you have his WRC plus and his slugging percentage?
He's about a 1.77 and wins above replacement. He's really something.
What does that mean?
If you do better than other teams, like less errors, more hits, you're going to win. So it's wins above replacement. You're 50-50 with somebody else.
I got you.
Yeah.
I've got the sound you guys were just calling for. Which one were you looking for? The home run?
Yeah, why not?
Listen to this description of one of my games. Big hit I got. Play-by-play provided by George Bliss. Listen closely.
Okay, softball fans, here's the situation. Bob Surratt batting, bottom of seventh, 2 outs. His team is down by 3 runs. Here's pitch number 1. It's a strike. Surratt looks back at the umpire, does not agree with that call. Pitching quickly on the mound, Hall of Famer Mike Tallow. Pitch number 2. Clobbered, hit like a lightning rod. That ball's going to go deep. That's going to go on. Lakeshore drive for the home run, and Surratt circles the bases. His team picks him up at home plate. Bob Surratt beats the inimitable Mike Tallow with a huge home run on the Lakeshore drive here at Grant Park. Everybody's celebrating in Chicago. On our way to Rushmore to celebrate.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bob Surratt.
So what if I wrote that for George?
Wow. I'm impressed.
It was 1937.
You had an error.
I'm confused. Did that actually happen or did it not happen?
No, it did not happen.
Thank you.
That didn't happen?
No, but he was good.
Oh, my God.
What we call simulation, John. It's radio.
Okay. I bought into it 100%.
Yeah.
Do you actually have a clip from a real game?
Yeah, I do, but not with me because, Bob is so old. Some of the tape is faded.
Now, wait a minute. Why did Bob ask you to manufacture a fake home run?
Well, when we started the Hall of Fame, 30 years ago, we were doing some shows here on GN, and we got to give Bob some props. And, it's obvious that I think he's a great guy for the station and he's done a lot for us. So I had to come up with some idea, and he had a home run off the great Mike Tallow, who's a legendary pitcher in the game.
Well, I liked your play-by-play. I didn't realize it was scripted. I'm totally into it.
But there's real play-by-play of the WGN victory 2 years ago when they won it all from this guy, if we've got it.
So you do the streaming.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Gio.
So you do stream. Where do you stream? Where can we find the streams?
Well, you can find it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And if you go to Facebook and you search @SSA Softball, we're on there multiple times a week, all levels of softball we try to get out and do. And we got 32,500 followers. We're trying to bring the game back. And they're all over the United States now, so we're exposing the game to new audiences every day almost.
So there's more than one game to pick from. Who do you pick?
Well, it just depends on what park I'm going out to on a given day.
I see.
Because all the leagues are different. A lot of the major tournaments will stream as many as 10 or 13 over the weekend.
Wow.
And, all for free.
That's dedication. That is dedication. And now... let's go to Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm Mike. I've been umpiring for 12 years now. Doing multiple different things in the city.
You're an umpire.
Yes. So I love being great at what I do. So I'm the umpire that get the call from everybody that plays softball.
Right.
Everywhere. So,
okay. Who here in this room gives you the most grief?
Nobody really.
Nobody.
So I umpire.
I think the man behind the glass.
For the
probably.
last 12 years, I've been doing the Special Olympics in Grant Park.
Oh, fantastic!
I've been doing the autism in Forest Park. I've been doing Home Depot tournament, big tournament in Joliet. I've been doing Chicago Transit Authority.
Man,
I've been doing some of the times the whole city high school championship.
You must be extremely busy in
Arizona
the summer months.
at times when I want to, I go to Vegas with Gio now. Thanks to the great Gio and George Bliss for giving me the opportunity and I've been with them ever since. They've been,
Wait a minute.
I go to Vegas with them and everywhere.
But you're just going to Vegas to go to Vegas?
No, the umpire.
What are you umpiring in Vegas?
Softball.
We run
wow.
We run a one-day getaway tournament right after Columbus Day weekend out in Las Vegas, and we attract a lot of teams from about 6 or 7 states. And Ron Matriciano, also a Hall of Famer, lives out in Vegas. He's one of our board members.
Mark, you got to come with your team, buddy.
Sure, George. Thank you.
You're invited.
I don't know if that's on the budget, but it's.
Oh, come on.
It's interesting though because the sport is kind of dying.
It is?
We're trying to bring it back.
And yeah, it is.
We're going to get it back. Man.
And these guys are doing.
What do you attribute that to? COVID or something else?
Lack of interest by young people to play 16-inch softball or 12-inch softball. There's just not. It's just not a popular sport for the youth.
John, there's 2 things.
Mark.
Yeah, George.
Yes.
I'll tell you. Soccer for sure changed the city.
Right.
Changed the city, the neighborhoods, changed the soccer fields and softball fields, and it's difficult games. So soccer was the big thing, and video games. Those are the 2 factors that have killed it. Those 2 items.
Well, with a bunch of great people that's in this room, Mr. Official guaranteeing in 2025 softball will be more people will be involved.
All right,
good to hear.
The umpire has spoken. We'll do more with all of these folks here at 720 WGN.
I mentioned that we have been with NBC, 22 years this fall. Friend of ours that you know well, right, who's well known all over the country, but basically he does a show out of Chicago, Irv Kupcinet, whom his friends call Cup, of course, is celebrating his 25th anniversary. Can you imagine? 25 years? So, Cup, from all of us on The Tonight Show,
happy anniversary.
Happy 25, and hang in for another 25.
If I were listening right now, and I am, but I mean, if I just joined right now, I'd go, what are you doing? Yeah, that's The Tonight Show talking about Irv Kupcinet. We're talking about 16-inch softball league here in Chicago, and it is called the Cup League, named after, of all people, Irv Kupcinet. So that's why you hear Irv on the air. So one more thing with you, Mike. How many now to qualify to umpire a championship game, you must have a great reputation.
Well, you got to be great. You know what I'm saying? To be able to have the opportunity to even get in the championship.
Right. So how many do you do?
So I average usually 20 championships a year. That's including fall leagues.
Wow. That's fantastic. That's great work. We've got new people in at least one. You're a commissioner?
That's right. That's me.
Of the league.
John, what we do have real quick, though, is Justin Kaufman on line 1. You should really bring him in. And he can also, commiserate with Mr. Commish.
Bumped out of the way by Kaufman again.
Never. But you are joining with Kaufman.
Okay.
Justin, are you there?
I am. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, man, it's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, good to be back on the old GN. Hey, Mike, is Mike still there?
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
So, who do you play for?
I'm good. I am the manager of the Axios Chicago team, which was once called the Chicago for Real team, which was before that wasn't really a team. I coach the WGN team, the inaugural season that we won for the championship, and I've won 3 championships.
My goodness,
including 2 with WBZ and 1 with Chicago Now back in the 2000.
That's very impressive. By the way, I love Axios, or however you say it.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, Axios.
Sorry, I'm in Logan Square. I'm outside. There's a train going by. I apologize.
Hey, it's live radio. I don't care.
I knew you guys would like it.
You know what they say around here?
Just like 16-inch softball.
They say around here, hey, Landecker, he loves chaos. That's the way I've heard. That's what they say in the hallway.
John, how you been, man? I miss you. I really do.
Likewise.
The show sounds great.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
We're a mutual admiration society. I used to listen to him all the time after I got off work somewhere else. And then he asked me,
we talked.
He did an interview, and I'm like, okay, Justin Kaufman, how about it? So, Commissioner, who are you?
Hello. Hi, my name is Jim Reedy, and I've been playing in the league since we started in 2011, as Jack mentioned at the top of the show. and been commissioner for the last couple of years. So trying to keep all these people you've heard from in line.
Now, he's a great commissioner, too.
What are the commissioner responsibilities in a 16-inch softball league?
Herding cats.
Yes. There's the herding of cats.
Herding of cats.
It's a lot of setting all of that up so that we can play the games. We can rent the fields, buy those softballs, hire Mike, talk with George and Gio about the live streams and all that stuff. Talk to everybody about the rules.
What are the rules?
Well,
briefly.
Change them every week.
Change them every week.
Well, 60-foot bases, and the mound is 37 feet from home plate. That's the basics of the game.
Right.
And pitching arc it has to be at least 6 feet.
Oh, really?
Yes. If it's over 12 feet, it's called an illegal pitch. And
Mike's zone is a little. It tends to change at times. I'm just saying.
So nothing in life is constant but change, and the batters change too.
And especially, you do better if there's a man up at the plate. You know what I mean? He pays a little bit more attention to the ball coming in. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right, there. Okay. All right, I get it. I hear you.
Right. So I'm wrangling all these people.
Who knew the trash talking was going to be between these two?
Yeah.
So, are you responsible for setting up the schedule and all that kind of stuff?
Definitely, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, you've got the entire season planned out? We do.
As Joe said, there's all these rainouts and stuff. So it'll just keep going until it's done.
So, if you have a rainout, is it made up on a drier day, or you just cancel it?
Yes. We just keep pushing things back until the end of the season. Usually we finish up a little bit after Labor Day.
What was it that got you into this? Just being in Chicago and growing up here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just love playing baseball, love playing softball. I mean, as George and Gio and everybody's mentioned, a great game to be involved with.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's very exciting to have all you people here in the studio as a setup for this season. And in case people didn't realize, I think we've done this a couple of years, right, Joe? We're on Monday nights after the game.
And what we do after the game is we do that. He'll interview me,
right?
And then it's awesome. And this year, actually, it's sponsored. This year, it's sponsored by Bird's Nest up on Southport. Go get your wings, everybody. Phenomenal wings. And while you're there, we're also sponsored by El Bandito.
Hey, wait a minute!
Tequila.
Who was giving me grief about beer and pizza?
Oh, we got tequila and wings, baby.
Where are they? Thank you.
I didn't say they were here. I'm just saying we get them.
Thank you, reader. Thank you.
But we're the WGN We're the Banditos this year. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Oh, so the team has an actual name.
We got slogans and names and everything.
Do you
man.
have jerseys that have?
We're gonna be knocking back shots in between. No, we're not.
Oh, no, you're not.
Don't say that in front of the commish.
Although I will say this, I was told, if we can possibly get to the championship, I may be able to get Chelly out there. So, break out the Bandito, baby.
Chelios.
I'm just saying maybe. I didn't say anything that he's coming. I said maybe.
Yeah. Because he's the Bandito.
So Bandito Yankee Tequila is really good.
I got a couple of texts here. We've got about 2 minutes, 630. Do they use a strike bat? Wait a minute. Is there a batter's box? What about the bats? I don't understand the question, but there it is.
Well, John, we do use heavy bats. It's not like 12-inch.
Oh, really?
So they can weigh up to 38 ounces, 34 inches long, 2 1/4 on the diameter.
Wow.
And, it's a lot different than playing 12-inch.
Back in the 80s, right out of high school, we would get a tavern to sponsor a softball team and go drinking there right after the game. Is that something that goes hand in hand with 16-inch softball, with the drinking? Is that like part of the, an unspoken...
Part of the joy of 16-inch softball is that it's a very easy ball to throw and hit, so you don't need to be at the top of your, sobriety to play.
I think it's a game of patience, peace, and positivity.
Listen to you! No wonder they bring you on. You got it going on, man. That's great. See? If he's the umpire, how are you going to give him any grief with that kind of positive stuff, really? I'm serious. Yeah. Well, hold on 1 second. I got 2 minutes. Does anybody have anything that they want to add at the end that I haven't gotten?
I think, John, the people on the northwest side, there's a beautiful park called Mozart, named after the famous.
Yes, I know where that is.
Armitage and Pulaski. So come on out because it's free. in the park, and you see some beautiful.
So wait, that brings up a good question. Where you're all starting? You all have a game a week from tonight.
Yeah, next Monday.
Where?
At Mozart Park.
They're all at the same park.
Yes.
Every week. So they all go simultaneously?
There's 2 diamonds, John. There's 2 diamonds, and they rotate. 2 games, then 2 more.
So
games.
May 13th.
Yeah.
First game, 2 games at 7. The second 2 games at 8, and we have 1 game at 9.
I'm liking this, and it's free.
It's great softball. You see a lot of action.
I'm sure that most of the people who are listening have been to or played 16-inch softball. I mean, my God, it's like
the lifeblood of Chicago.
Right. I mean, invented here, stays here, and I didn't realize that it was that its popularity was diminishing. So whenever you guys want to come on again, you don't have to wait for a game. If you want to pump up and PR and do whatever.
There's nothing like having John Landecker, a legend in this town, and I mean talking about our great game. So thank you for this.
Hey, thank you all. Yeah. Thank you all for coming in.
We appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, very good.
John, one last thing. Next Monday we will be live streaming the game at 7 and the game at 8. So find us on Facebook when you're in the studio. If you want to peek at it during the commercial breaks, you can see what it's all about.
All right. The news is next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom on 720 WGN.